Hey YouTubers, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload. Enjoy the video. Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video where I am once again joined by the one, the only, Mr. MJ from MJTV. Man, why don't you say hello to everyone listening?
Hello, man. I'm glad to be here on the Real to Real Productions channel, the original Marky Mark. How are you doing, brother?
I don't know if I'm the original. I think the other one was doing it way longer. But anyway, guys, today we're going to be talking about, obviously, you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, but we're going to pop you. We're going to really try to use MJ's terms. We're going to really try to pop you guys about what we think when it comes to Frieza getting the wish and why he definitely deserves the wish at the Tournament of Power. First of all, I got to say, I don't think he's getting it. I wanted to do this video on something completely different, but I think it's just the preface to the entire argument. I think one of the things he said in episode 116 was, Goku, I need you to keep working for me. And we've seen him say this and do this time and time again. He said he doesn't want to fight Jiren. He doesn't want to put that much effort. And really, to me, MJ, I think he's trying to become the MVP of Universe 7 without lifting a finger. he doesn't want to get his hands dirty if he doesn't have to. And I think one of the reasons that's really funny with the way that fans cover Dragon Ball Super is we try to determine who's the MVP based on who is eliminating the most people. So I believe Vegeta and Frieza are basically in the lead, with Vegeta having a slight lead over Frieza. And I think that's the funny thing is, I don't think it matters. I think the Zenos are going to determine based on who they had the most fun watching. That's why we're paying attention more on the fights than who's eliminating who at this point. It makes sense to Dragon Ball terms. So I think what he's going to do is he's going to have the most people eliminated in the entire tournament. He's keeping count. He's literally standing on a cliff watching everyone do every other thing. Like, he's keeping a count, and he's going to make sure he has the most people out. And then at the end of the day, like, Goku's going to get the wish, and he's going to get so pissed. I think he's going to be like, what? No, I got like 5 people out. I got like 20. This is crazy. This is crazy. And everyone who's keeping track is going to feel the same way. But I think that's what's going to happen, but I want your thoughts on that. And then I also want, why should Frieza get the wish, though, even if that were the case?
Well, I mean, it makes sense with the whole Zeno part, because we've already been kind of shown that whenever he likes, what he sees is cool, he likes it, you know what I mean? So I think him seeing, like, Goku have all these awesome matches with Jiren and Kefla, all this cool stuff, at the end of the day, he's going to be like, yeah, Goku, you're the MVP. You get the wish. I liked you the most out of this team. F everyone else, you know? Sorry, Vegeta, you know, sorry, Frieza. Goku, you're my man. Plus, I mean, they're already friends, too, so maybe there's a little bit of bias there. They are kids, you know? Well, they act like kids. So, yeah, I could definitely see that being a thing there where they do give Goku the wish because they think he's cooler or something, you know, than Frieza or Vegeta, so on. Now, with Frieza in general, I do think he should get the wish because out of everybody on the stage for Universe 7, he seems to have the more, how can I word this? Everyone else's wish seems to be generic. You know, it's either going to be, I want to wish something for my family, or I want to wish back the universes. You know, like we saw that with Vegeta and Goku. Goku had mentioned prior to implying that he would wish back Universe 6 as well. He mentioned that he would probably give the wish to his sons, or he would do something for his family. Then he mentions that he wants to fight Caulifla and Kel again, so that implies that he probably has the idea of wishing Universe 6 back too. That's an option. And we already know Vegeta flat out said he wants to wish back Universe 6, you know? So, and then Gohan, I can assume his would probably just be like a little generic wish, you know, that he would do for the greater good. With Frieza, though, Frieza seems to be someone who wants to use this wish to kind of rock the Dragon Ball Super Foundation. You know what I mean? He wants to use the dragons, and he wants to grant a wish that will shake everything, right? Now, we don't really know what that is. We just know that he wants to reign over the gods. He wants to have control over them. He mentioned that Beerus will not be in charge forever. He mentioned that in episode 95. And he also mentioned that he wants to rule over the Zenos. And then Whis also mentioned that the Super Dragon Balls can override a god. So that kind of implied that, again, whatever he's going to wish for, he can potentially take out the gods of destruction, you know? So I'll throw it over to you. I just feel like his wish has it just sounds more epic than everyone's else. And I would really love to see whatever it is come to fruition.
I want to say that as well. Like, you know, Frieza's wish would rock the foundation of Dragon Ball Super. One of the things I was thinking about is Frieza really, out of everyone, would make a lot of sense. He does have a lot of roots in the Dragon Ball mythology. He knew about Beerus. He knew about, he even knew Beerus. He knew about Boo. He knew about this other stuff because of King Cold. It's such an easy retcon to have King Cold know of some myth or something where he's like, my father told me that, you know, if you could do this to the gods of destruction or something, then it puts things in chaos, or it allows you to be a god of destruction or something. You know, I don't think that would really happen, but it's easy to at least assume that could be potentially be the case, and that's what he's keeping up his sleeve, and we'll figure out what it is later. But really, I think it's true. Like, a lot of people, not so much anymore, but a lot of people have been talking about, or were talking about, that maybe the Tournament of Power is going to get interrupted. Maybe there's a greater threat out there. You have all these warriors together going to fight as one, and all these different techniques are going to be useful in some way fighting this person, and it's going to be this epic fight, whatever. No one's really talking about that anymore, and I think with good reason. It's starting to look like we have the tournament just to look forward to until March. They're going to fight, and then it's going to end, and we're going to have some slow life episodes, you know, just slice of life episodes throughout the entire time. If Frieza wins, though, I would like the Tournament of Power to act like the 22nd tournament of Dragon Ball. And I think there's a lot of interesting parallels between Dragon Ball and Super, because this is the second tournament. The 22nd tournament in Dragon Ball was the second tournament. The tournament before this, the Champa arc, the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament, led to this arc, which is a much bigger, much more drawing power type of arc, the same way that the 22nd tournament was for Dragon Ball. That was even part of the story in Dragon Ball, was the 22nd tournament became bigger, got moved up quicker because of the fight that happened in the last tournament. So that's true. And then the arcs in between it really led up to it. So in the 22nd tournament was like the halfway point where we worked from the Red Ribbon Army to the 22nd tournament to the Piccolo Daimao stuff. It would be really cool if the Champa arc led to the Future Trunks arc, to the Tournament of Power, to the big bad worst thing Dragon Ball anybody has ever faced before, having to fight like the next Piccolo Daimao type of character, and reshape the world of Dragon Ball, reshape this power structure of everyone we know and love and have followed this entire time. And one of the ways I think they could do that, and it really relies on Frieza's wish, is Frieza asks the Super Shenlong to erase one of the Zenos, or at least erase Zeno. And because he's not perfect with his words, and granted he might not even be able to do this anyway, but if he was able to do it, it doesn't register killing the other Zeno, the one from the future. And somehow that throws our entire timeline into turmoil and creates someone stronger or way more resilient or something that Goku and Vegeta and everyone else have to fight. I think that would be great. It would give so much reason to bring back, or it would connect the Future Trunks arc, because you need that Zeno. You would connect the whole Fukatsu no F arc because you need Frieza, and you also connect almost everything of the story, and you set up Dragon Ball Super for the next arc.
No, I completely love that. And I think people got to remember the one thing with Ten Shinhan back in the 22nd tournament was that even though he had more backstory, I guess, per se, because of the whole backstory of Crane versus Turtle, he had that going for him, you know what I mean? And then I think the anime also implied that that Tao Pai Pai trained him. There was some like extra filler footage that showed like Tao Pai Pai training him with the crane. And I think even though they did show that, he was someone who kind of came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? He did sort of come out of nowhere because he wasn't around in the first tournament. We didn't really hear his name in the Red Ribbon Army arc. He was around in some filler in the anime that saw Goku actually come past him and Chaozu before the tournament. That wasn't the manga, but it was anime filler. So when you go back and look at it from the manga per se, this guy kind of came out of nowhere and he was already like pushing Jackie Chun to the limits, and then he was like equal to Goku, if not stronger, right? You can do the same thing here with Jiren. Like, yeah, I understand people are gonna be kind of like, what? You just gave us Jiren who's stronger than time, and now you're gonna give us someone else who can beat up Jiren and Goku? It's like, that's a little too much. I just think you gotta remember from that outer, when you look at it from a fourth dimensional aspect, it's been done before. Characters have been introduced and then they've been super powerful, and then immediately in the next arc they're kind of just overlooked, you know what I mean? So they could possibly do that, I guess, where a new villain shows up. And I like how you connected everything there. You need, you know, the Future Trunks arc for this to happen. You would have needed the ROF arc, you would have needed the BOG arc, you would have needed all of that. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, because we've done videos on this topic before, I don't even really care if it's a new threat. I would be fine if it's just Frieza. Frieza, in my opinion, has just been the MVP of the entire arc so far. The recruitment stuff, the Tournament of Power, it was awesome. It was cool. I really loved it. I think he has warranted a main villain spot. In Dragon Ball, in wrestling, there comes a term where we use, they've earned their spot. Sometimes there's guys who come out of nowhere and you can tell it's the company that's backing them and they're giving them that main event spot. You know what I mean? And you can tell it's forced. The fans don't want it. Some people don't want it. It's just because the company people like them. That's why they're pushing them. There's some people who have worked and busted their behinds for years wrestling, trying to get to be the best. And then once they get to that spot, you can tell they've earned it. I think right now Frieza has definitely earned it. And I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch between Goku and him. I wouldn't mind seeing that whole thing come full circle with Frieza and the Saiyans and Beerus and Vegeta finally finding out. There's a lot you can do with him as the main villain again, in my opinion.
You know, and if you give him the power that he's seeking or something else like that, I personally would like that. One of the things the Tournament of Power I think has done pretty well is reestablish Frieza as a force to be reckoned with and reaffirmed his character. He's still a very popular character, and if you put him or give a way for him to be on par with Jiren or even above Jiren, God of Destruction level, even Angel level, whatever it is, it would be crazy. It would be absolutely crazy, and I think a lot of people I think would be mad, but it would be really kind of cool to have Frieza as a reoccurring villain again, a main reoccurring villain, and someone who finally got his wish. At the first time we met him, he wanted to be immortal. He wanted to rule over a universe. Now he gets to rule over the multiverse, and it's really up to Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Jiren, Hit, Kale, Caulifla, Kaba, Piccolo, the Namekians from Universe 6, Topo, Dismo, all of these people to go after him. That'd be awesome. That would be so awesome. I mean, just with Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan God, Potara Fusion, Metamora Fusion, like all their different things on their side, crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I would love it, because I know we're gonna get off topic here, but whatever his wish actually is, Super with, I guess I have to say it, Super does have like a lot of retcons when it comes to certain stuff. You can definitely do this idea. Well, I guess it wouldn't be a retcon, but it would just be expanding on what we already know. It would be cool if like once he makes a wish, whatever it is, whether it's to grant him the power of something beyond a God of Destruction or grant him something, right? It would be cool that as soon as that happens, as soon as he whatever he wishes for and the Grand Priest approves it, because they're so carefree, they approve it. Frieza just starts getting this weird aura, right? And he puts his finger out, Death Beam right to the Grand Priest. And it hits him and he's KO'd. And because the Grand Priest is KO'd, the angels or the gods of destruction are KO'd. So then everyone around the tournament stage is just like, we are effed. What just happened? You know what I mean? It's just because I think the idea here is that how can Frieza do what he wants to do especially again if we're going off the idea that it isn't a new threat and it's Frieza. The idea here is that everyone's gonna have this question: how can Frieza do what he wants to do when the angels are there? Because we know the angels are stronger than the gods of destruction, right? I think that would be kind of cool, I guess, where he takes the Grand Priest out, and because of that, all the other angels' powers are nullified. Me and you did a video a long time ago talking about the possible theory that they're all connected, these angel-like beings, these angelic beings. So in turn, me and you, I think I mentioned this to you, that could actually explain what happened in the Future Trunks arc, where when they took out the Kaioshin, and the Kaioshin took out the gods of destruction, and then once the god of destruction was out, the angels lost all their powers. The Grand Priest lost his powers. Like, it's kind of like a chain reaction. You know what I mean? It's like a domino effect. I think that would be kind of cool, and it would offer an explanation to why the Grand Priest never stepped in and stopped these guys, the Zamasu and Goku Black. So here, you do that here. I think that'd be kind of cool, and it sets off this new arc. It's like, okay, wow, did that just happen? Are all the angels like gone? What the heck? You know what I mean?
Oh. They could all be gone, but then Whis is still around. Like they're not gone so much as they're just powerless to stop whatever it is. Right? It's like yeah. I was like, oh man, like, oh, we're in trouble. and then man, you could play off so many ways. Like, so one of the things you could do is have Frieza. Oh man, can you imagine him going back to Universe 7 or maybe Universe 6 or whoever is left and just declaring himself ruler and like talking to people, the same way now that he's like all powerful or something, you could just so retcon everything, but have something similar to what Babidi was doing in the Boo arc, talking to everybody. Like, who's left is like Universe 7, 11, all the universes, like, I am the ruler, and we just like cut to all these people with their eyes closed watching Frieza. It's like, oh man, what's going to happen? And then it's just like a race against the clock with like Goku and Vegeta and everybody else. It's kind of Boo Saga-esque. This is real. Like, this is real. People are being KO'd left and right, and like, we don't know how to do anything. That would be crazy.
Can you just imagine the picture of remember how Zamasu broke through the timelines?
Yeah.
Just imagine Frieza, but it's breaking through the universes, and everybody like on each planet from different universe, like they can show the scale. The sky is literally just Frieza's face, and he's talking. That would be so freaking. I know it sounds goofy, but I could just imagine how they would like animate it. It would just look so cool and creepy, bro. Like, I could just imagine like that eerie golden Frieza face, like the shine in the sky, and everything probably like dark and purple and golden. And just like.
And here's the thing, and this is one of the reasons they need to do it, is because that would be Goku's fault, and a lot of this is Goku's fault. Like, that was one of the things in Dragon Ball Z. One of the reasons he wanted to stay gone was like, a lot of things are my fault. Like, people come after me and make bad decisions, yada yada yada, and it's true. And like, the reason everyone was like, no, Frieza, absolutely not. And he's like, I can, we'll just take care of him if he gets rowdy. But this would be such a great, like, they have to deal with that decision they made. Like, they would have rather had, and Yamcha's on the sidelines, like, you could have brought me. like seriously, how useful? Frieza hasn't lifted a finger. Like, how useful has Frieza really been for the Team Universe 7 at this point? So, I mean, I'm just saying, it would be awesome. Like
I agree.
At the very end of
I hope we popped everybody with this.
At the very end of all this, like, Yamcha's just like, you could have brought me. And it's anyway, guys.
No. The very end has to be Boo waking up, and then Boo looks at Hercule. Is it time for the tournament?
Anyway, guys, we're going to leave it at that. I hope everyone has enjoyed the discussion. There's so many other possibilities from this, but again, the idea here is that Frieza really needs the wish. He deserves the wish because everyone else's wish is super generic, and there's just so many possibilities for Frieza to completely reshape the foundation of Dragon Ball Super and completely set up the next arc after that. That's just a continuation of this arc, maybe the middle in a much bigger arc that they've been playing out this entire show, and literally connecting everything that seems so strangely connected or disconnected this entire time, and giving meaning to that 10-year time skip in between Kid Buu and Oob, that would be great. I think that would be absolutely, positively fantastic. I want to know everyone's thoughts and opinions in the comment section below on it. Don't forget to go down to the description section below, hit that link, and go subscribe to MJ. The guy makes some really awesome content. You're not going to want to miss anything over there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time that I upload. Share this video out to all your friends. Hope everyone has a good day. It's been real.